Hi, welcome to Pivot with PJ. This is your host PJ. I have Shankari Sudhar with me. Where does the journey start?
After getting into motherhood, only then I understood that
What would you tell them called as being overqualified to become a homemaker, to build a home?
India has the highest number of overqualified housewives in the world.
How are the men taking it?
I might get so many no's from men.
I'm PJ and I'm here to navigate the bends of the roads with you. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get on this ride together on Pivot with PJ. Obviously, you are talking a lot to the women who are looking for opportunities or who are thinking about getting back to workforce. Did you have to sensitize on the other side, on the employer's side? Is there campaigns that you run, or do you have material that you share? How do you educate them to this is not a standard stream of candidates that generally companies would go after. No companies would not many companies would deliberately go after women who are on break. There have
Yes.
been companies like PayPal, for example, and Freshworks, the company that I worked for. They actually did campaigns for women to return to workforce, and hiring campaigns that they did. But not many companies do that. Some companies do that, particularly smaller companies. It's not something that's on top of their mind. So um, two things. One, how do you create awareness from the employer's side? Two, once you start engaging, do you educate them? Is there something that you tell them that approach this hiring differently? It is not your conventional hire. It is unconventional. It is non-linear. What conversation do you have with them?
That's a very good question. At least the clients we handled so far, as they know that this platform is little different. It's not like the other hiring platform, so they know that they value flexibility without even us telling them that we need flexibility for sure and all those. They themselves tell us that the working hours is 9 hours, but they can go pick their kid, they can take break. By the end of the day, they have to finish the work. So they are having that idea, as we have clearly mentioned what we are doing. So initially in the first call itself, we will tell them that these are flexible work options and our women are good. They have that expertise, but these are the things wherein you may have to work in a different way. For example, even in few of the companies, if suppose if it is a very small enterprise, like MSMEs and startups, there won't be many people. Even the CEO or the one who has to give who has to give the task will not be available many days. So in that case, what will happen and all those things we talk a little bit, but so far we haven't done any campaign or something like that. They themselves understand that overqualified housewives is a little bit different, and they are providing that flexibility. I would say even recently one of the one of the women who joined back workforce through us, she was facing some she was facing some health issues, and the company was very open to give her leaves based on that, and they were not cutting her salary, and they are understanding if we work well. That is also there. If the women are delivering to what they have to deliver, then the companies are also happy giving the things they need.
Wonderful. And see, when I think about this transition, particularly for women who have taken break for more than, I would say, 5 years or longer, culture changes, right, in companies. Or maybe they had worked for a larger enterprise global organization. Now they are getting into a startup. How are they dealing with change in culture? How, whether it is team dynamics, whether it is how a manager or a supervisor treats them. Have you heard of any challenges with women struggling to adapt to a new work culture? And how do you support them? And also, how do you also sensitize the other side? So the teams also need to be a little bit more understanding about their coworker who is returning to workforce. So how do you? Is it something that you've faced or dealt with?
Okay. So we haven't faced a lot of things in this regard, but anyways, we have seen a fair share of people wherein they worked in big MNCs. So when we work in big MNCs, a task will be given. So we will be restricted to a particular set of roles and responsibilities. It's not like working in a startup, right? So in startup, everybody will be doing something. It's not
Right.
like you have to do only this. So even in our own company, in our own team, irrespective of their position or irrespective of their designation, they may have to take up some added responsibility when it has to happen, right? So when there is a requirement, they have to be open-minded to take up that, and they have to understand that they have to understand that they are working for this mission. So when I was working in a very big MNC, I never thought about the CEO or the founder, the vision, mission, nothing. Nothing was there in the mind. All I cared was,
The task.
am I the task, and the only person whom I can think about is my manager. Okay, is my manager okay with the kind of work I'm doing? And I had no clue about how my work impacted the company. But when we work in a small concern, it's a very different equation. Here, our work directly impacts the company. The company will be they will be a growing company, so we will be driving the growth along with them. Our pay is directly related proportional to the amount of turnover or revenue they generate in so many companies. They will be in the core team. So in that regard, the kind of mindset, it has to be different, and few people find it difficult to adopt in the beginning stages, but I think they will understand. They understood once they started working in that. But so far, people, particularly women, are much more adaptable because in their life, all they do is to adopt throughout.
Well said. Well said.